Um, it's a lot to say. The China Communications Industry Association Blockchain Special Committee. So well done. We're cranking that out. I have to say I'm bullish to see this kind of adoption on a national scale by the world's largest countries, right? So I think 2023 is starting off in an exciting way. Um, yeah, just gonna be honest, kind of sad to see the bonk thing happening. We've seen these kind of airdrops before. I'm sure people are gonna get rugged. So just put it out there. Do your own research, but watch out. I'm not participating at all. We're seeing some fun comments from you all about what you did over the holidays. I wish I could sort of like travel the world and experience some of these things with you because they look so fun. Cody Teeling says, I went to Green Bay for the Vikings Packers game. Unfortunately for me, being a Vikings fan, but still an amazing and fun experience. Love seeing the pictures. It looks so exciting. Val said, spending time with my family at my hometown and coming back to my fave place on earth. Looks like having a ton of fun on boats. As a sailor, I agree. This looks a lot of fun. And then we had from Yippee, they said, made my first successful beef Wellington from my family and friends. Definitely my highlight for this Christmas. And wow, the picture looks fab. Like if that's your first, I think we have a future successful chef on our hands. So love seeing those comments from y'all. Keep them coming. Smash that purple comment button and share what you did over the holidays and throw some pictures in there if you can. All right. We've got a fun discussion to transition to. And it's really around the idea of the NFT market rebounding question mark. And it's clear 2022 started off great and then was brutal, right? I mean, uh, after April, when we hit those all-time highs, it was just down bad from there. 2022 was rough for all of us, but it sort of feels like the tide is shifting. We're seeing OpenSea's month-over-month volume increase in December for the first time since April, with over 227,000 ETH in trading volume. We're also seeing numerous NFT collections having large rallies and some big sales. You heard about it during the Mintify market report and the Lucky Trader news. We saw that zombie CryptoPunk sell for over $1.3 million. Big ETH gain on that. It was actually a USD loss, but nonetheless a large sale. We're just seeing those Spirit Azukis fly off the shelf for tons of ETH. We saw one sell for over 130 ETH, and we're seeing ENS domains as well sell for big ETH. We saw 333.ETH sell for 100 ETH. Also interesting to see Solana NFT volume is up 211% from Q3 to Q4. And as we talk about in the show nonstop, we're seeing large corporations like Starbucks enter the Web3 space with big programs like Odyssey. So it feels like we're seeing a rebound. So I want to discuss this with the speakers on the stage. And the question I have is this: how confident are you in the current market conditions? And what indicators do you look for to feel like we may be turning a new leaf in the market? So speakers would love to hear from you and hear some opinions on this. We're going to do a poll as well, which Clemente will pin up. And the question is going to be, with the NFT market seeing a rally and some big recent sales, how confident are you in the current market conditions? So we'll read out some of those results as the poll comes in. Emily, nice to see you. Happy New Year. Welcome.
Hi, how are you? I missed the Daily Dose. Happy to see it
I
back.
know I missed y'all. It's good to have you back
Breaks
here.
are
Thanks
important
for
though,
hopping
right?
on.
Like keep that excitement going so people want to hop in.
They are there.
Um,
You need to chain my like lock my iPhone away though next time. I struggled. Anyway,
I saw that.
back to you.
I saw a little. Um, yeah, so is the market coming back? I it's very hard to detect, especially because I think that there's a lot of different market sectors that behave in different ways. And we're starting to see another resurgence of major brand entrancy. And I don't think that they participate in the same way that a lot of us here today participate. I think it's I think it's maybe paving a really nice foundation to get people used to the concept, get people talking about NFTs, get people curious about it, because that's going to kind of spark an interest in the nerdier among them that want to go and do the deep dive, where they're like, oh, I learned about this thing.
Right.
Where do I get this thing? I want to use it. Or like, I want to
Right.
understand how it works. And maybe they hadn't had the exposure or that easy on ramp before. And now they're like, huh, this is interesting. I'm surprised it's, they've probably heard about it a couple of times. It's still around. There's a really silly show called Emily in Paris, and they have their
Are you in it?
no, right? No, that's not what I look like. And even they mentioned NFTs in their show, so like,
Oh, no way.
yeah, and it like that is like a very much like pop show. In
Yeah.
yeah,
The more traditional channels. Yeah. Thanks for sharing your point of view. I actually watched some show, I think it was on Netflix, with Tim Allen, where he was Santa. And they mentioned NFTs in it. I was like, wait, what? And so, yeah, definitely starting to hear mainstream, big references. It is interesting that you're kind of hearing NFTs though versus digital collectibles. So we'll see how that shakes out. But Emily, thanks
I think
for stopping by.
I think there's one key point to that, and everyone who's running around saying digital collectibles, like NFTs is three syllables. Digital collectibles is like practically a haiku.
Yeah, it's like a poem. You're right. It's a little hard to say. So we'll see how this shakes out for sure. Let's go next to Gray Stars. Hello.
Yo, 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 it's your boy Gray Stars. How's everyone feeling?
Yo, yo,
Happy New
yo. Are you
Year.
cutting sushi right now?
I'm not, but thanks for
Next time.
recognizing that. Yeah, man.
Next time.
Hey, I checked out some geocaching apps when we were in Tennessee, and that was a fail because it was snowing too much. But
At least you tried.
yeah, interesting point, Emily. So I think NFT as like a three-letter marketing is definitely very interesting. But I also think there's a very heavy negative stigma around that due to a lot of bad actors and rugs and scams and just the way that people perceive that word. So it is interesting to see some people taking the marketing endeavor to say digital collectible. I think there's a couple of bull signals. I would never speculate to say that we're in a bull run. I think there are some signals to look at, but when we start seeing more mass adoption, we're starting to see bigger companies come into play. We're starting to see the sentiment change a little bit. I think there's a few different components that can help real mainstream adoption into NFTs. And I think an interesting way is like maybe one way that you're doing it, right? Going on Twitter Spaces, having these POAPs so that they are engaged and a part of a community that's something bigger. They're learning about the market and projects and things to look out for. I mean, I don't know how long a lot of people have been in this space, but in early 2020, there were no YouTube videos, there were no
Right.
alpha groups, there were no
None of that.
like Twitter Spaces. So, it's great if you're either jumping in now or haven't been in this space for very long to have these incredible resources at your fingertips.
Right. Yeah. To literally learn. I mean, that's how I learned that's how I learned everything I know about Web3. Really good comments as well. Saw one from Max D. They said, love seeing some eyes back on the market, but it's going to take a lot more to declare that this is the start of a bull. Agree with that. And then JP said, I think with the current state of the economy, it's still a little too early to tell, but fingers crossed we bull. Yeah, I'm hearing general sort of cautious optimism from my friends. And it's interesting because the poll is coming in and agreeing with that. So right now, the question that Clemente posted was, with the NFT market seeing a rally and some recent big sales, how confident are you in the current market conditions? And the current winner is cautiously optimistic at 57%. And then next, almost exactly tied, was not confident, bearish, and then bull run incoming. So a lot of different views on that, but it's fun to see. Let's go next to Voice of DeFi.
Hey, thank you for having me on here, and
Hello.
hope you had a fantastic New Year and everybody else.
You too.
But yes, as far as the reality here, I don't know if this is a contrarian view or not, but I do not think this is a big bull run that we're about to go on in the NFT space. I think that we have small little bumps that will make us feel good, and I think that's great. And really, we need a little bump. It's nice to be able to see the floor prices rising and more interest getting into the space. We need this. But in my opinion, and this is merely my opinion, I do believe it'll, ebb and flow, and we may see another bump like this after it goes down again. We may see 2 or 3 more bumps before we see a true, bull run. And I think that true bull run, you'll know it because there will be a lot more liquidity put in, and that'll come from all the things that were just said of, whether it be on Knives Out or whatever, Emily in Paris, that sort of thing, and all the new eyes that are going to be on the Web3 world coming in and bringing in their liquidity. That will bring in the next bull run. Until then, I'm convinced at least that this is just just a little bump. Now, one thing I'd say is the haiku line that Emily said. What an awesome line. I want to steal that. And if I say it again, it's an amazing line. I need to say it. That is a mouth.
I love it. We'll give credit and props to Emily on that. Thanks, boys. Appreciate it. We're seeing a couple fun comments. Just want to go quickly what people did over the holidays before we go to the next hand. From Lurk Loves You, who's done some of our amazing POAP art, by the way. They said they did a polar bear swim with my wife. It was freezing. We're on Vancouver Island, BC, and it's pretty cold up this way. So that's freaking awesome. I did my cold shower this morning, by the way. So thanks for sharing that. Let's go to Joseph Jaff next. Welcome.
Hello, Ryan. And first of all, I just wanted to say that I missed you terribly, and I also didn't miss you at all. And
thank you, and thank you.
Well, and the reason I say that is because you took a break. You focused on yourself and your family. You recharged. You detoxed. You came back firing on all cylinders. That's what I did as well. I was in South Africa, beautiful South Africa, visiting my mom, who unfortunately is in the final stages of cancer. But it was quality time, and I'll tell you, I didn't mention the word digital collectible or NFT or pretty much anything in a 10-day period. And I'm with Emily on this one, which is I'm not going to apologize. I'm not going to make excuses. I'm bullish on the space. I'm bullish on blockchain. I'm bullish on Web3. I'm bullish on NFTs. And I'm not going to make excuses or try and kind of skirt around the borders, etc. Because I think when we lead with confidence and the front foot, the only way is up. I wanted to say that in terms of where we are, and Gary Vee said this, and I completely agree. This is like the dot-com bubble, the boom and the bust, the bursting of the bubble. And we are at the same point where people run away and people on the sidelines and people got burnt and big brands come in, they make dumb decisions. And here we all are, we live to fight another day. We're alive. I got to tell you that if people ask me about 2023, I feel like this is going to be our year. Now, people will say that every year, but I'll tell you what we have. Right. I'll tell you what's different. What's different, Ryan, is that we've got 2020, we've got 2021, we've got 2022. We've got 3 years of challenges, of toughness, of resilience, of grit. And if we kind of learn from all of this and we couple that with our community, with this incredible Daily Dose community, we can only win. And so I would say to people right now, just don't look at the finger, look at where the finger's pointing. And as more and more consumers get on board, we're going to absolutely crush this, because it is a better way to do business, to share the wealth, to share ownership, fractional ownership. I'm just super, super bullish. Amen. So
love it, Joseph. Thanks, brother. It's good to have you back. I'm so glad you got to spend some quality time with your family. Thanks for sharing that. And good to have you here. So I'm just seeing some fun comments to the original Spaces post, which is fun. One from Final Ryan saying, "We back." And Final Ryan, good to have you here. And Crop Circle saying, "GM, say it back." What's up? What's up, Crop Circle? Good to see you. All right, let's go to the, I would say, world famous Node. Welcome, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing great. It will not stop snowing here in Utah. I think December has been a record month.
Nice.
I literally think it's like we've had 300 inches at the ski resort. So, uh,
are you right now live Twitter spacing from with snowshoes on, maybe going
I
through
I
the wilds?
I should be. I have a little shed in the backyard that and it's great. This is where I I have a little office back here, and I have to trudge through like the snow. And I should have some snowshoes, but I do not.
Love it. Well, I'm glad you survived that trudge,
Yeah,
and I'm glad you're with us.
it's about 25, 30 feet across the backyard. So every morning I brave the cold and make it here. But on to the question, which is, are we seeing, a bull run momentum? I think my answer is that what we have seen is a bottoming, and I'm hopefully feeling pretty confident that we have kind of bottomed in the market. And the person that I always look to is NFT Statistics, right? So his info has been so valuable. If you look at what he throws out, our daily NFT trade count is at like a 2-month high. So, and it looks like a very steady, slow grind upwards, which is great. That gives me some comfort that we were kind of grinding our way out of the depths. But the other metric that he shows, which is interesting, is that the wallet's making a first NFT buy over the past 30 days, that continues to decline from its, pretty solidly from its peak. But we're still at 2,000 wallets a day, which is nothing, right? So I feel like we're out of the bottom. I don't know that I can call for a huge bull run now, but I think it's promising, and we're going in a good direction.
Yeah, thanks, Node. And I appreciate you bringing in NFT statistics. Always a good source of facts. And just so you all know, Node has a great show called Node Mode, and he's been focusing a lot on art, and it's a good show. So have a listen.
Thank you. And just so everyone knows, I asked Ryan if he wanted to come on this week. He said no. So we'll get him sometime, guys. We'll get him sometime. Don't you worry.
That's because I had an appointment at that time. I love you. I'll come on the show. So
yeah, it was a little last minute.
I was like, hey, tomorrow.
We'll definitely make it work. We'll make it work, buddy.
Love it. Thanks for stopping by. So seeing some more just heartwarming tweets, replies to the question, what'd you do over the holidays? I love reading these out. So I saw one from Razvan. Kuchi said, new family member, gender revealed. Looks like a boy. So congrats on a new baby boy coming into your life. That's so exciting. And then Mike Daly said, met my nephew, obsessed with this little dude, and like a really cute picture of him. I love seeing that. I was able to spend some time on the phone with my nephew, Josh. Love that guy. He's probably in the space right now. Josh, hello, if you are. Let's take one more quick comment, then we'll transition to our nerd alert. So let's go to silent mode. Hello, Silent.
GM, how are you?
Good to hear from you.
Likewise. I mean, Happy New Year to all of us. And what a big reunion. I mean, thousands of people are listening, and I'm sure hundreds of people are trying to come up the stage. So without being disrespectful to them, first of all, thank you for having me up. It's a great start for me to the new year. Regarding your question, Ryan, I think we have to look at two components here. The bear market in NFTs, cryptos started with a couple of things, with two things actually. The first one was crypto NFT related issues like FTX and some other exchanges going bust. But more important than that, there were some macroeconomic developments which actually started this bear market. And the first one was, of course, after this massive QE, quantitative easing of Fed due to COVID, we have seen a big price pressure building up, and on top of that, Fed, of course, I mean, since inflation increased significantly, Fed started to increase its interest rates. So this monetary policy tightening resulted in a massive decline in all asset classes, including NFTs. On top of that, we had to observe, unfortunately, Russia, Ukraine, which also increased energy prices significantly. So in order to predict whether we are going to see a bull market in the short term, I think we have to look at these things. First, again, I will try to keep it short. That's why I'm trying to talk fast.
No, I appreciate it. Keep going.
Fed's monetary or FOMC's interest rate hikes are about to end. I mean, not maybe this month, maybe not next month, but probably the monetary policy tightening cycle is about to come to an end. That's one positive for us. When you look at the energy prices or all energy related commodity prices, they came down. So the all Russia-Ukraine related impact on energy prices also wiped out right now. Inflation, which peaked at around 10% in the US, CPI inflation, started to come down. And according to predictions, with the favorable base, probably annual CPI inflation will continue to come down, at least until July 2023. So keeping all these factors in mind, I think we have reasons to be cautiously optimistic, not only about NFTs, not only about cryptos, but in general, all asset classes worldwide. Markets. And yes. One last thing, the only thing that right now that we don't know is what's going to happen to crypto-related concerns, whether we will see some more regulations on that front or not. And the second thing is, I'm finishing right now, the second thing is the only unknown, the biggest unknown right now in global financial market is how big the recession, how deep the recession in the US will be. If we can overcome this issue, then I think we will be looking at a very bright future for the rest of the year. Thanks for having me up.
Thanks, Silent. I really appreciate your economic overview as well. I think what we've seen in the show over and over again is that as much as we want crypto, Web3, NFTs to be not attached to the wider market moves and economic turns, it's not. And the liquidity flows in as investors feel more comfortable, investing in risk-on assets. So I appreciate. Thank you so much for the commentary. I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you. We're going to transition to our next discussion point. Bella, you've had your hand up for a little while, so I want to give you the chance to say hi. So let's go to you, and then we'll transition.
Jam, I forgot it was up there for a second, and I think it was.
Is your arm tired?
Yeah, a little bit, right? And plus, I worked out this morning, so it's really tired at this point. Was it Note who was just speaking?
Silent Note.
So Silent Note. So I think he covered a lot of everything I was going to say, and the only thing I think that I want to add to that is what we're not really factoring into any of this. I do think that the micro and macro, none of that's changed, and I think that we're in this still very mucky economic situation that we've been in for a prolonged time. But what we're also in this space, we are also continuously building, right? We say it's cliche, it's corny, I know, but we are building. So those people that have been building and the projects, they haven't stopped, right? So right now, I think what we're seeing is a lot of these projects, their roadmaps or their promises or they're delivering on things. And that's creating this little surge of excitement. But I don't think,
100%
right?
agree.
But we don't have the liquidity and everything else to keep it and push it into a bull. So great opportunities, but if you're expecting the moon or a bull to come, keep your money in your pocket and just wait it out a little bit longer, because I don't think we're anywhere close. And not financial advice. I think that if we go to the grocery store and we look at the price of our fruits and our vegetables and all of that, those things are not changing. So
they're not lying.
If people can't afford rent and food, they're not buying an NFT.
No. Yeah. I think we should put that on a sticker somewhere.
Most honest truth you can get for your day.
That's right. All right. I appreciate that. Thanks, Bella. Clemente, hello.
Yeah, I saw a really great comment from Hydra that was basically saying, hey, quality is going to accrue to to quality projects. There's money that's going to flow there no matter what the market conditions are. And then they shared kind of a possible catalysts that are going to be coming down the line, right? So we have the Blur, the third airdrop coming. We have Memeland Captains tomorrow. You have the Azuki 1-year anniversary happening January 12th. You have the Doodle Box reveal coming in February. You have Yuga's mint reveal. You have Digidaigaku Super Bowl mint. You have the D-Gods migration, Moonbirds Mythic. So there are, like, the reason why I bring those up is I think those are all like potential catalysts down the line that could bring fresh eyes and therefore fresh money into this ecosystem. That could be something to be looking forward to.
Love it. Yeah, right. Just a few news items there. I'm excited about that Super Bowl ad. That's going to be fun to see Daigaku expose more people to this kind of bonkers world that we live in sometimes. Let's transition to the Nerd Alert. Hit it, the voice.
It is time for the Nerd Alert.
Love it. Thanks. So, as you all know, one of the goals of the show is to educate you. And we try to talk about terms you might not know what they mean. And today, the perfect one for this topic is the Fear and Greed Index. So you might have heard this term, seen it on Twitter, seen kind of investor-y types talk about it. So I want to explain what it is. It is a tool used to measure the sentiment of an asset class. It's based on a variety of factors, including prices, trading volume, and market volatility. And the index is designed to help investors understand whether the market is experiencing fear, which is indicating caution and a potential lack of confidence, or greed, which is indicating a desire for quick profits and potentially overconfidence. The index is typically expressed on a scale of 0 to 100, with higher values indicating higher levels of greed and lower values indicating higher levels of fear. So, for instance, the current Bitcoin fear and greed indicator is at 26. In 2022, it peaked in March at 60 and bottomed out at 20 in November. So it kind of gives you a feel for how the market is perceiving the risk of an asset class. And it can be helpful. And the reason why is as much as we want the markets to be logical and dispassionate, they are not. They're completely driven by FOMO and fear, and fear and greed index is a good way to measure that. So hopefully that little nerd alert was helpful for you. More fun comments coming in on people's holidays. One from our very own Don Father. He said, "How do I achieve a sword or doing something fun?" And then we saw another great comment from Render Vision. They said, "Good drinks, yummy treats," with pictures of what looks like some sort of amazing cocktail with cookies in it. So that sounds pretty fun. The final results are in on the poll, by the way. So the question was, with the NFT market seeing a rally and some recent big sales, how confident are you in the current market conditions? The winner by far at 60% was cautiously optimistic. And then exact even 18.9% and 18.7% was not confident, bearish, and then the second answer, bull run incoming. So I would say if you combine the cautiously optimistic with the bull run incoming, you've got 78% of you are optimistic. So interesting. Again, just gives you a little flavor of how folks are feeling. I was kind of laughing to myself a little bit as Joseph talked about kind of unplugging and recharging and doing healthy things over the break. And the truth is, I just drank a lot of eggnog and sat around in my pants and watched movies. So I don't know if I would qualify my break as super restorative from a physical perspective, but I'm okay with that. The next topic we're going to discuss with you all is, should startup companies' stock be traded in Web3? How does this play out? This kind of idea of, all right, the big difference between Web3 and Web2 companies is the fact that Web2 companies had a stock if they went public, but before they went public, they didn't have any public investors who could trade the stock, could have input on the price of that stock. But in Web3, we have this asset that trades like a stock. It's not equity, it's not stock, it's not ownership in the company, but it's the NFT collection attached to the company. and it trades the second that the company launches, and the company is at essentially a seed stage at best, and the way that companies have to operate in Web3 is very different than Web2. And so I want to talk a little bit about founders having to balance starting and building a business from the ground up with the pressures they have never experienced before, having these tradable assets and this public input. And I'm curious, how transparent do you think everyone, the founders, should be? You had, for instance, Frank saying, hey, we're moving away from Solana, we're going to ETH. And then you have Kevin Rose making Moonbird CC0. So I'm really interested to see what you all think founders should do here. And we experienced a little bit of this over the break, where I tweeted out some ideas that we're having around the POAPs and around golden tickets, and getting a lot
Ryan,
of feedback.
I hate to jump in because you're on a roll, but
do it.
It is time for the second clue. It is 43.84. The mint window has just opened, so please go jump in right now. 43.84. Put it in, and it should be minting you today's POAP.
Boom. Want to thank Puke or Rainbow for the art. It's really cute. So thanks for that. If you're new to this whole POAP thing, make sure to open your POAP app, click mint, click secret word, and put in that number 4384. Good luck, y'all. Just throw us some emojis.
Please, give us a little thumbs up if you were able to mint that. Awesome.
Good. We're seeing some thumbs up. Hope you all enjoy that. Plenty of supply, so it should mint out. Have fun. Community's input, like I said, over the weekends, I think it was the weekend. No, yesterday maybe. Very valuable. So I'm curious, how do you all think founders should approach this? What do you expect from founders? Let's go over to Eddie. Hello.
Sup, guys. Also, Happy New Year.
Sup.
Just to all. So just to step back for a sec, when you had mentioned the idea of stock or trading stock in a company, just will note, for me, having a token and a token price to balance is one thing for a startup. Having some level of stock is another entirely. And I think just right now for startups, probably less responsibilities, the better. Just focus on getting a working thing out there. But just to get to the transparency part and how much transparency we want, we all say that we want as much transparency as possible, but from a market perspective, we definitely do not respect that. We vastly prefer mystery when it comes to markets, right? If a tweet is put out and we don't know what's coming, that's going to send the price a heck of a lot more than if they say, here's exactly what's going to be happening. I think it comes down to a project to project basis as to how much should they reveal? Should they tell us everything they're doing, or should they tell us nothing? And it really is it's very, very project dependent. I do think, though, that in everything, a little bit of mystery is good, both for the health of the project from a speculative side and just for general attention seeking. But I'd say 20-80 rule, probably not the worst thing to follow. 80% transparent and 20%, what's in the box. Something to that end.
Yeah. Thanks, Eddie. I do find it fascinating how we say we want transparency, but we act on FOMO. And it's really hard to balance. When I was thinking about asking everyone's opinion about this idea of golden tickets and allow lists and trading, these assets, I knew I'm going to tip my hand a little bit to some things I'm thinking about. I asked a larger core, Daily Dose team, what do you all think about this? And then I asked Twitter. And it was really interesting to lay those results on top of each other and then make conclusions based off of them. And to me, honestly, I'm really glad that I asked publicly what people thought about this idea of a golden ticket that's tradable, because it was clear that most people did not want it. And I had thought, this seems like a good idea. This seems like a fun idea. And it was pretty clear if I had just made the call, as the founder, that probably would have been the wrong call. And so it was interesting to adapt based on that. But appreciate it, Eddie. Let's go to IC next. Hello.
Hello. I'm glad you're back.
Thanks.
These days have been kind of boring without the little daily dose in our life. So
I appreciate that.
I appreciate you guys bringing the hype back. Mainly what I was going to say was just, I think kind of like leading on to, like the 80-20 rule. I just think speculative value is so dangerous in this space. And I think it can ruin a project before it even really has a chance to take off. So like for people who, projects who are launching and they're like just holding their roadmap so close to their chest that they're trying to like create this hype through like this like facade of like, like, oh, it's a mystery. I think sometimes when they reveal and it just like fails to hit the mark, it just kills the whole project. Whereas like, I think if you're very transparent about what you're trying to execute, I think you're less on the hook for upholding to some standard. Like I think when projects say like, this is what we're looking to accomplish and, such and such, I think it's a difference if you're just trying to build a community first and then launch a project afterward. But if the whole purpose of your project is like this like mystery to try to like build hype and then you deliver something and it just doesn't hit the mark, I feel like it's just like it's on the founder. It's like you shouldn't have taken this approach.
Yeah, it's a scary line to walk, as a founder, because you're trying to set reasonable expectations but still tease, but at the same time be responsible, because nobody wants to see floor prices go too high. It's actually bad for everybody if they do. And so it's a really tricky line to walk. I think for me, my rubric is always, well, how do you have integrity and how do you take care of your community? Those are the two musts, right? And then if you can do things in addition to that meet those requirements, then you can tease. But if you go outside of those two lines, it's wrong.
Can I just say one more thing? I was just
go for it.
I think it's just kind of like making the vision clear to your people of like what you're looking to accomplish from like a very broader scale, which is like, say your goal is like making like a media empire. It's like our goal is to, be the next big media empire with different branches. How we're going to get there is going to be a surprise. And we're going to take these special approaches through either partnerships and maybe you keep some of that stuff secretive. But I think letting your community know like what your vision is so invaluable, because then you bring in the right people that are going to support you through that. Like if people are expecting a video game, but you give them something else, then, like you just didn't bring in the right people to your project early enough. And now you got, people are going to start flipping.
Yep. Yeah. I hear you on that. Thanks, IC.
Minutes. Apologies for the mishap, but we're going to keep kind of trying these techniques to make these POAPs as least farmed as possible. Please give me a thumbs up if you're able to get it.
Thanks, Clemente. Appreciate it. And just so everybody knows, we started working on defarming the list, and it's pretty interesting results. So I wouldn't worry as much about farmers as you may have been, because we've got some stuff up our sleeve, and the first cut's pretty interesting. So plenty of time to be collecting POAPs, y'all. Just keep coming to the show, keep enjoying the show. We really just want to deliver a show to you that is enjoyable, encouraging, connecting, educational, and then the POAP is a bit of fun on top. So let's just keep doing that. Punter, hello, welcome.
Hey, GM, Ryan, Clemente, everybody.
GM,
happy New Year to you. And first of all, thanks so much for allowing me to come up here and speak. It's been hard to get up. I remember being in Vegas with you at the Web3 Expo, and potentially there were like 200 to 250 in the Daily Dose. And now I just want to congratulate you guys on now it's like 2,000 to 3,000. And I don't even know how many in and out on a daily basis. So just unbelievable growth. Well, no, I've been proud to be a part of it, and I've been excited to see it grow. And I can't wait to see what comes next. I just want to say I got the POAP. So if I got it, anybody can get it because I am and my commitment in 2023 is to up my POAP game. But let me just speak on the topic real quick, and then I'll let somebody else come up. I do think like 2023 is going to be the year of more transparency, more integrity, more founders stepping to the fore and speaking to their communities and to the NFT community at large. And frankly, I can't wait for it. I think it's going to be such a bullish development. Ryan, I wonder how you feel about this. I feel like potentially there should be a little bit more financial transparency in projects where maybe they talk about their reserve. You in the fund, you must want to know what's in reserve. How are you handling the balance? Are you keeping it in a stable? Have you taken ETH mint funds and put them in some sort of stable? A lot of that sort of stuff, I think as we mature and evolve, will be a little bit more important. And thanks for letting me talk.
I love it. Yeah, good point, Punter. I would love to see where mint funds are going, and what the Treasury is in, and what the Treasury is going to be used for. I think it should be really clear, how much of the funds are going to the team and to the founders, particularly. And I also think that would clear up any confusion around founders taking the funds and running off, because there's a lot of really good projects where the founders have gotten nothing, and they're still building. And I think they deserve credit for that. So Punter, yeah, great choice. I would love to see continued transparency, with treasuries and mint funds. So thanks for pointing that out. Let's go next to Shiv. Hello, Shiv.
Hey Ryan, good morning and happy New Year as well. Glad
Good
to have
morning.
you back as well. Yeah, I like this topic of discussion. It's quite a tough one because the way that I felt 2022 was it was more people degenerating into projects, more gambling, more going after the high numbers instead of investing into quality teams and projects, right? So it's tough to nail down how much can you tell the audience of what you're providing versus how much hype is there, how much mystery are you providing as well. So we've seen a lot of projects, that are fully, hyped up, just a numbers game. They might have a high floor price initially, but then they really crumble in the coming weeks. Whereas on the flip side, you have projects, with a great quote unquote roadmap, white paper, but they don't perform well because there's no mystery to it. So on both sides, it's quite tough, but I do feel like the space is maturing as we move on. And I do feel like in 2023, we're going to see more projects, having great communication with the community on how they should move forward with still a hint of mystery. So I think more projects would actually be more successful as the space matures throughout this year and less of degenning and just hyped projects.
Yeah, I hear you. Thanks. I hope so too. I think we'll continue to see that happen just because it's human behavior. But hopefully we'll see as more and more people get experience in the space, that they'll fall less prey to that, and be looking for projects to support that are longer term. So I appreciate you pointing that out, Shiv. Want to call out some really fun comments that you all posted around your holiday fun times. Again, love seeing you all smash that purple comment button on the right, and sharing what's going on in your life. Kenny Powers said, amazing New Year's Eve party with my girlfriend. We painted the town red, with a fun picture. I love seeing that. And then Alan Del Mar said, learning Catan and playing endlessly into the wee hours of the morning. Settlers of Catan is like one of my favorite games. And I actually played some over the holidays. So that's fun seeing that. And Barbie said, drove to Ohio and got to spend New Year's Eve with my family, which is also my mom's birthday. This is my aunt, sister, me, and my mom hanging out with a cute picture. So I love seeing what y'all are doing. It's great. So we had a huge number of people in the space. We didn't quite get to 6,000, but it was not bad. I think we had sort of 3.2K in the space. So I want to drop a little gift, little surprise to y'all. So the secret word is 2962. So have fun. Grab that second POAP one more time. It's 2962. And our amazing artist is Meta Big Les. So appreciate you. Throw up a little thumbs up if you're able to grab that extra little gift. Appreciate you all joining us today. All right. Let's go next to the Dawn Father. Hello.
GM, Ryan.
GM, brother.
Hope you had a fantastic holiday season. Happy New Year. Same with
Thanks.
all of our dosers. I know we missed you guys.
Thank you.
Pretty excited about this second POAP drop. Nice little surprise.
Did you get it?
I got it.
Okay, good. Yeah, we thought, why not do something fun? So, and actually, it's good to have you up here because I presume, is the Pop and Post show happening next, or
It
no?
is. It is.
Okay, good. So everyone, make sure to check out the Pop and Post show. Actually, fun place to announce that we've got a lot of great Twitter Spaces coming up. Okay,
It'll
good.
be at Emily filling in for Dennis.
Nice.
And just for all the community that has reached out to him, he's very appreciative and grateful. And he's dealing with the family emergency. The show will go on.
Cool. Yeah, we're sending Dennis love.
Shout that out. And
Thanks,
everybody,
Don.
get.
Hey, I'll keep it short. Thanks for having me up. I think it's interesting. I've been seeing these, are we back in the bull market things lately. It makes me realize like we really are down bad. Because I feel like people wouldn't get out of bed for less than a 20x. Like a year ago, people would be screenshotting like,
yep.
750,000 for my ape. Or you get out of here. Like they screenshot like I'm not selling this thing for less than $1 million. And so now it's like something's up like 20%. We're like, oh, the bull's back, baby.
Hallelujah. Oh my God, you're so right. I just remember thinking, yeah, it was like 10x was minimum. I mean, that was a joke, y'all. So.
Oh yeah, it's like you sold for less than a 20. You paper hander, like I'm not selling this thing until it's really things have come back down.
I appreciate you pointing us back to reality and helping us remember those halcyon days of April. But yeah, good to have you stop by the show. Thank you. Y'all, this has been so much fun to reconnect with you. I just love this hour of my day connecting with you all. Really want to thank our two amazing sponsors, Mintify and Lucky Trader. Couldn't do without you all. I appreciate you bringing value to the show, news, market analysis. Love it. And want to thank Clemente, my co-host, for just helping me run this thing. This would not happen without him. And got an amazing team behind the scenes that y'all don't see much. I want to thank them too. And thank my speakers and everybody in the audience. You all just are becoming this amazing, vibrant, healthy, supportive community. And we just want to support that and see that grow. So please continue to do that. Please follow each other, hang out with each other, get to know each other. Do IRL meetups. Let us know about those. Keep running those spaces and enjoying them. We appreciate you all so much. Why don't we take it out with a little music, Clemente?
Let's do it. And last little shout out to ET doing an NFT daily dose in New York City. Just pinned that one on January 21st. Thanks again, everyone, for joining. Hope you have a phenomenal rest of your day. And let's make it a hell of a 2023.